Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to RaeVibes. Introducing setting boundaries, protecting your time and energy. Today, we're diving into a topic that's essential for maintaining healthy relationships, self-respect, and peace of mind: setting boundaries. Whether it's in your personal life, your career, or with friends and family, setting boundaries is a powerful tool that protects your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. Yet many people struggle with it. Why? Because it often feels uncomfortable to say no, to speak up for ourselves, or to enforce limits. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're bridges to better understanding and mutual respect. Let's explore the science, the psychology, and the personal practices that make setting boundaries one of the most important life skills we can develop. Boundaries are the personal limits we set to define what we are comfortable with and how we expect others to treat us. These can be emotional, physical, mental, or even digital. They help us distinguish our identity, protect our mental health, and ensure that relationships are built on mutual respect. Psychologists emphasize that boundaries are crucial to self-care. According to Dr. Brené Brown, research professor at the University of Houston, people with strong boundaries are more compassionate and less resentful. That's because when we communicate our limits clearly, we reduce stress, prevent burnout, and avoid overextending ourselves. Boundaries come in many forms, and each plays a vital role in maintaining our well-being. Emotional boundaries protect your feelings and emotional space. For example, not allowing someone to guilt trip or emotionally manipulate you. Physical boundaries relate to your personal space and physical touch. This includes who can touch you and how much space you need. Time boundaries help you protect how you spend your time. Saying no to commitments you can't handle is a good example. Mental boundaries respect your thoughts, values, and opinions. It's okay to disagree and not get pulled into debates or manipulation. Digital boundaries control how you engage with technology and social media, including how accessible you are online. Recognizing which boundaries are being crossed is the first step to asserting yourself. Let's be real. Saying no is hard, especially when we fear rejection, conflict, or being seen as selfish. For people pleasers or those with low self-esteem, it's even harder. Society often rewards selflessness and self-sacrifice, especially in women and caregivers. But constantly putting others first leads to burnout and resentment. A 2017 study published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology found that workers who lack control over their time and workload report significantly higher levels of stress and lower job satisfaction. Also, cultural and family dynamics play a role. If you were raised in an environment where saying no was punished or where boundaries were not respected, it can feel foreign or even wrong to assert yourself. Studies show that people with healthy boundaries experience less stress, better mental health, and improved relationships. In fact, a 2016 meta-analysis in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Review found that assertiveness, a core component of boundary setting, is linked to greater self-esteem, lower anxiety, and stronger interpersonal functioning. The brain also thrives on predictability and safety. Boundaries provide both. When we know our limits and others respect them, it reduces cognitive overload and frees up mental energy. It's a form of emotional hygiene, keeping our internal world clean and balanced. So how do you actually begin setting boundaries if you're not used to it? Here's a step-by-step guide. Reflect on your needs. What makes you feel drained, used, or resentful? Those feelings are clues that a boundary needs to be set. Start small. Practice with low-risk situations. Maybe it's saying no to a social event or taking a break from your phone. Be clear and direct. Don't beat around the bush. Use I statements like, "I need time for myself this weekend." Expect pushback. Not everyone will like your new boundaries. That's okay. Discomfort doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Stay consistent. The more you reinforce your boundaries, the more others will respect them. Use support. Talk to a therapist or trusted friend. Role-playing difficult conversations can also help. Here are some everyday examples that might inspire you. I can't take on another project right now. Please don't raise your voice when we're talking. I'm not available to text during work hours. That topic is off limits for me. These are simple yet powerful statements that create structure and respect in your relationships. There was a time when I found it nearly impossible to say no. I would say yes to every favor, every meeting, every opportunity, even when it came at the cost of my own peace. Over time, I became emotionally exhausted and mentally scattered. That's when I realized I wasn't being kind, I was being avoidant. I was avoiding conflict, guilt, and rejection. It wasn't until I began journaling and seeking therapy that I learned how to honor my own needs without apology. Today, I still struggle sometimes, but I've made massive progress. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that boundaries aren't about changing other people. They're about changing how you respond. Debunking myths about boundaries. Since there are a lot of these, let's take them one by one. Myth 1. Boundaries are selfish. Truth. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. They protect your energy and help you show up more fully for others. Myth 2. If I set boundaries, people will leave me. Truth. The right people will respect your boundaries. If someone leaves because you honored your needs, they weren't right for you. Myth 3. Boundaries mean conflict. Truth. Boundaries often prevent conflict. Clear expectations reduce misunderstandings and build trust. Myth 4. You have to explain your boundaries. Truth. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation. A simple, "I'm not available for that" is enough. Setting boundaries with a partner can be tough, but it's absolutely necessary. It helps avoid codependency and keeps the relationship healthy. Examples: maintaining alone time, respecting personal space, agreeing on how to handle digital communication. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that couples who establish clear boundaries report higher levels of relationship satisfaction and individual well-being. Workplace boundaries are vital to avoid burnout. This might mean setting limits on availability, clarifying roles, or saying no to unreasonable demands. Examples: not checking emails after hours, setting realistic deadlines, asking for help when overloaded. If your job doesn't respect your boundaries, it's a red flag. Chronic boundary violations at work are a major contributor to job dissatisfaction and mental health issues. Sometimes the hardest boundaries to set are with those closest to us. Guilt and obligation can make it hard to say no, but it's often where boundaries are most needed. Examples: declining a family event to prioritize self-care, refusing to engage in toxic family dynamics, asking friends not to drop by unannounced. It's inevitable. Someone will cross the line. When that happens, address it calmly but firmly. Reinforce your boundary. Decide if consequences are needed. Remember, you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. Standing up for your boundaries reinforces your self-worth. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or distant. It's about knowing your worth and protecting your peace. It's one of the most profound acts of self-respect you can practice. Thanks for tuning in to RaeVibes. If this episode helped you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more real talk on mental wellness, personal growth, and living with intention. And remember, protecting your time and energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. Until next time, stay grounded and stay glowing. And as always, see ya.